welcome to Knit Locally. Today we're going to talk about doing the heel flap on the City Rollers pattern on both the Magic Loop and Flexi-Flips. The technique is exactly the same, so there'll only be one video to show you how to do both. Thanks. So today we're going to talk about how to do the heel flap either with Magic Loop or Flexi-Flips, and the method is the same. So our pattern here is written for double points. And so we're going to have to do a little conversion. The first and second needle is actually going to be our front needle. And the third and fourth needle, which we're going to now combine, is actually going to be our second needle. So I've already knit across the first needle, which it told me to do. And then it said combine the third and fourth needle, which mine already is. And what I'm going to do is now I'm only going to be working the heel flap on this second needle, and the same is actually going to be said for my Flexi-Flips. And so I would have knit across my first needle, and I will only be working on this back needle. The method is the same. It's a little easier to show you on the Magic Loop. Actually, so what we're going to do is we're going to slip our first stitch and knit our second, and that's going to be our pattern. Slip and knit, slip and knit, slip and knit. And if you'll notice, we're slipping as if to purl. That way we're not twisting our stitches. So we're slipping as if to purl, not knit, slipping as if to purl, right? And then knitting. Slipping as if to purl and knitting. All the way across. This is a very traditional heel flap, and we're doing it with the slip stitch because it actually wears really well, so that hopefully you don't have to replace your heel as often. So this makes for a very cushiony, nice heel. Okay, and we're going to knit our last stitch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work. We are no longer working in the round. We're only working back and forth across this back needle. What we're going to do is we're going to slip our first stitch, and this creates a nice even edge for us to pick up from later. We're going to try not to twist our yarn here. And then we are going to purl across. Okay? And that is actually going to be, well, just mess that up. There we go. We're going to purl across. And that is actually going to be our pattern. So we're going to repeat those 2 rows. The pattern tells us based on how many we cast on. For me, it will be 32, approximately 3 inches. Remember, if we've got gauge, we're getting 10 rows to the inch. So it will be about 3 inches, which is a nice good heel flap. Okay, so I'm purling across here. And at the end, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, purl our last stitch. Okay, so now that we've gotten back, again, we're going to not work in the round. We're just going to work this one needle back and forth. You can see it creates a little slip stitch pattern. It'll become more pronounced as we keep going. And that is going to be our pattern. Slip, slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, all the way across, and then purl back. And that's going to be our pattern for 32 rows. When we get back on our next video, we will talk about how to pick up along the edges and create the heel flap.